All of the exercises in my book, A Beginner's Guide to the E minor pentatonic scale, can be played over a 12-bar blues. What is a 12-bar blues? We hear about it in guitar music, guitar videos, we read about it in guitar articles. Let's take a look at it. 12-bar blues that we're going to be using is in 4/4. 4 beats per measure. The reason why it's called a 12-bar blues is because we have we have 12 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I've added a 13th measure, and I will explain that in due time. So again, we're in 4/4. 4 beats in a measure, 12 measures. 12-bar blues. Oftentimes one of the characteristics of blues is a 7th chord. As you notice, I have all 7th. E7, A7, and B7 are the only chords in this form for us right now. So I have 4 measures of E7, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 measures of A7, 1, 2. 2 measures of E7, again 1, 2. B7, A7, E7, B7, and then the last 13th measure of E7 to end the song on. Now we're in the key of E. So we're beginning on an E7 chord and we're ending on an E7 chord. Okay, rather than play the chords for all 4 measures, E7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth on to A7 and B7. If you don't know those chords, you can look them up online. I'll put a diagram at the end of the video. We're going to play for E7 and for A7. And then for B7, we're going to play a B power chord. Rather than playing an E7 chord, for 4 measures, for the exercises in A Beginner's Guide to the E minor pentatonic scale, we're going to play for 1 measure of E7. So we've got the 6th string open and the 5th string 2nd fret. With your pick, strum only those 2 strings twice. And then the 5th string 4th fret. I use my 3rd finger. Some people use their pinky. It's possible to use your 2nd finger. So I use my 1st finger and then my 3rd finger on the 5th string 4th fret. So the second part will be the 5th string 4th fret, and then the 6th string open. Play that twice. Okay, so for a full measure, we'll play this little riff twice. That's 1 measure. So again, for the E7 chord. So that's 1 full measure. Now for the A7 chord, rather than playing an A7 chord, we're going to play the 5th string open and the 4th string 2nd fret. Play that twice. And then the 4th fret. So play the 4th string 4th fret and the 5th string open. Just strum down each time. That's 1 full measure. Again, 1 full measure. Now for the B7 chord, we're just going to play a B power chord 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 4th fret. So we're going to play that with 8th notes, so we're going to play it 8 times. So rather than play a B7 chord, which would sound fine, and actually you could use that, but for the backing track I'm using, I'm just playing the power chord. A measure of E7 is going to look like this, strumming down each time. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in. A measure of A7 will sound and look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then a measure of B7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now for a look at the right and the left hand. The right hand, I'm just strumming down for the entire backing track. So E7 for 4 measures. A7, 2 measures. E7, 2 more measures. B7, 1 measure. A7, 1 measure. E7, 1 measure. B7. And then end on an E7 chord. 6th string open, 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string open, 3rd string, 1st fret, 2nd string open, 1st string open. If you'll notice in the book, the rhythms are written in 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this. And then if you'll notice again, when we were playing it a while ago, the sound is a little different than the 8th note. And this is what we call swinging 8th notes. So the 8th note written on paper is written the same. But the sound is a little closer to a triplet with a tied 8th note. So 1 and, 1 la lay, 1 and, 1 and. So the first note, you might say, is a little longer. It's very difficult rhythm to write down exactly. So that's why, rather than writing them down, or writing it down, each rhythm for the page, we simply write the 8th notes as they are, and then sometimes above the music. I did not do that in a beginner's guide to the E minor pentatonic scale, but just above the music where the metronome marking is, you'll see this, well, more typically this. 8th note equals to swinging 8th notes, and we have a quarter note with and then an 8th note with a flag with a 3 over it. I wrote it this way so it'd be a little bit easier to understand. So when we play the swinging 8th notes, as you can hear, the first note is a little longer than the second note. And a lot of blues music and popular music, and of course in jazz, we have what's called these swinging 8th notes. Another way that you'll see people playing this particular pattern. Is using what's called palm muting. On the guitar, we take the fleshy part of our hand, our palm, put it right where the bridge and the strings meet. And then the strings have a muted sound rather than the regular open sound. Now there are what I like to call levels of palm muting, where the strings are almost dead. For this type of blues, it's usually best to have just a what might be called a standard palm muting sound. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned more about the 12-bar blues. In the next video, we will be using exercise 1 from a beginner's guide to the E minor pentatonic scale. The tablature will be inside the video, and it will be a very simple exercise of whole notes to get you used to using the root notes and the E minor pentatonic scale in open position.